Well, I've woken up a bit late this morning. I slept in, so I'm just marching my way up to get onto a series of spurs, and I'm just going to stay in the bush today. I'm going to use this wind to my advantage and the noise that it makes to try to put Stalking into some good areas where there's some movement and wallows and action. So that's the plan today. Hopefully the wind doesn't swirl and stuff it up. I'm just going to move to the edge of the spur today where it drops off, and I'm just going to contour right on the very drop off, looking down and looking back onto the flat. And I've got the wind in my face, so that's good. That's a Sambar bed.
While day 4 got off to a later than usual start, it wasn't long before I was straight on to active Sambar areas. Today, I planned to bush hunt through a series of gully heads in the total opposite direction to where I had hunted the previous days. And meanwhile, back at camp, Matt elected to rest his swollen knee for the morning. Having not hunted this particular area before, I found it difficult to prioritise where to concentrate my efforts. Ample sign was everywhere, and I anticipated catching animals out feeding later in the morning given the cold spell the previous days.
I'm just contouring the shoulder here, and there's two different areas that I really like to contour. If I'm hunting in the flats, I like to contour the toe of the slope, and if I'm hunting a spur, I like to contour the shoulder, just down off the shoulder, so I can look back up onto the ridge down the slope. Generally, I mean, sometimes I'll contour the slope too, or 2/3 of the slope if the animals are bedded down, but at this time in the morning I'm hoping that they're feeding and they're going to make their way down to the bedding areas. Just heard two gunshots come from across the valley to a ridge down below where I'd got onto that 26-inch stag and bumped a few other deer and seen that spiker, and he's just done a shot about 3 minutes ago, and then he's just done a follow-up shot now, so it'll be interesting to know if he got that stag or a different stag. It's awesome to see people out here doing it, you know.
Ongoing access to public land is so critical for a plethora of recreational endeavours. Hunting, camping, tramping, trout fishing, bird watching, four-wheel driving, mountain biking, horse riding, the list goes on and on. Everyone who uses these national parks in a respectful manner are vital stakeholders to their ongoing utility and management. I guess it's that raw feeling of exploring these unique landscapes that draws us all in. And as I follow fresh stag sign through well-grazed feeding areas in the middle of nowhere, it's almost hard to believe that I could bump into another human. But the fact is, there are more and more hunters eager to backpack into distant corners of these public lands, and this is encourageable. After all, there is plenty of great country to cater for those willing to stretch themselves and pack in several days from their vehicles, particularly walking in when the gates are locked and the pressure on the remote country settles down.
What I'm doing is I'll move reasonably quietly, maybe 5 or 10 steps, stop, glass, and then do that on repeat. And that's kind of mimicking how deer move. You know, they take a few steps, they pick at something, they sniff the air, you know, they take a few more steps. So they're constantly stopping and starting. So if you keep moving, like walking, that's a very unnatural sound. So I'm trying to stop and start and use that stopping as a way to glass. You can see this pretty straight. You can see where they get their nose to. It's so high. Gosh. I like these trees that kind of go out on the back like this, so they can lift their head up and have their nose on peripheral glands. Well, I'm going to get in their face. I'm going to drop down into this, maybe 1/3 down the slope, and I'm just going to sidle in and out. And it's going to be noisy, but I just want to bump deer. They're not up here. They're not on this shoulder. And when I've poked about 100 metres down, I still haven't bumped deer 100 metres down. So I've got a little gully system that's just about 500 metres that way further that I'm going to get onto the top of it and just angle my way down through it. I'll try and get it 1/3 down, see if I can bump deer.
Another change in strategy was necessary. I find a well-used game trail spilling down off the ridge into the mountain ash forest towards the river flats. It takes me down through a series of boulder fields, freshly worn by the sight of rocks with a wet underside, and fresh wispy white rubs that perhaps even Hilldog would be proud of. And then suddenly, a hind appears to my left periphery. I fumble for the camera while she watches me watching her. A Mexican standoff at 20 yards that lasts for all about 10 to 12 seconds.
I just found where they are. I've just put up a hide. I took my GoPro off to check if it was on or off. And when I put it on and stood back up, she just slowly moved off. I don't think she spoke, but she was looking at me. The wind's right in my face. So I'll just give it a few minutes. She was bedded right in. She saw me. She didn't hang around, she just slowly sold off down through this river. It's the middle of the day now and I'm just going to have a nap. There's not much point pushing around. The deer were bedded probably by 10 o'clock anyway. So I've just set up on the opposite side of this little nice gully actually, which has got a bit of grass and openings that I can glass through. So I'm going to sleep until about 2 or 3 and then I'll start having a look. So just going out for an evening hunt. Just going to pop over this ridge and drop down and hunt along a shelf. This afternoon's really good weather, wind's died down, it's nice and sunny, everything's dry, snow's melted, so hoping for a good evening hunt. Hopefully to spy a deer sort of coming up and moving up onto the tops to feed, or a stag heading to a wallow that I know. So hopefully everything will go to plan and the wind doesn't shift around too much. It's been doing that a fair bit. Jamie's halfway down the mountain. Could have shot a hind today. Didn't take the shot. So yeah, he's just waiting down the mountain and hopefully we'll see something in the same sort of fashion coming up on the tops to feed. I can see a fresh bed down there, about 100 metres, and I can hear the odd stick break. So I'm hoping that it's a deer that's got out of its bed and it's slowly feeding. And I'm hoping that it's going to slowly feed its way up into this feeder gully. One stop.
So midway down the slope, just contouring along, and these parrots keep dropping these gum nuts out of the trees, and it keeps sounding like a deer walking through the bush. They've got me a couple of times. Found some good marks, found an area they seem to be keeping on going down and down. I'm just going to contour along and below this wallow that I know it's probably about 500 metres away, and see if we can't pick something coming up the slope. I'm about to grease the spear up here, which I open up a new catchment, and I always get excited because when you grease a new spear, it just opens new country and it breathes like fresh air back into the heart. You get excited to go in. There's nothing could have smelled you over there or hurt you.
I may as well be in the Lord of the Rings movie going through this. Feels like I'm in Mordor. And I'm not too sure how many people, or deer for that matter, would come down here. Maybe. I've got lots of land. But it's all part of the adventure, isn't it? Exploring. I don't like to come back the way I go, so this is a different route, which if I'd known I probably would have decided lower than all this. This is pretty rubbish. I don't want to twist my leg. Now I feel like I'm going through Alice in Wonderland. Going through a bloody portal. I tell you what, when I get a deer, I'm being positive and optimistic here, when I get a deer, I'm going to have bloody earned that. This is day 4, seeing very few deer up in the Alpine. But got to keep pressing on because they are here. Just got to find them. Well, folks, that I think is the conclusion of day 4. It's too dark to be able to shoot now, so I'll sign off. Tomorrow's Monday, day 5. Tuesday we have to leave because I fly out Wednesday. So we've still got 2 days. And I'm not ruling anything out. Alright, stay tuned for tomorrow. I hope it's better than today.